Welcome back. All right, so we have 6 games tonight in the National Hockey League, the earliest being at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, and then there's half-hour intervals between start times for most of the evening. So 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start between the New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. This is the third and final meeting. The Rangers have won the first two. November 1st, it was a 1-0 overtime win, and December 6th, 17th was a 6-3 win. So the Rangers, as long as they're not distracted by all the Kane stuff and all of that kind of thing, they should be able to win this one. They're 31-17-9. They're 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. Away from home, they are a tidy 17-7-5. They're 6 points back of New Jersey for second place. They're 7 points ahead of the New York Islanders in third. They've played 4 less games than the New York Islanders, so they're pretty comfortable in third place there. And then on the Philadelphia side, they're 23-28-10. Their last 10 games, they're 2-7-1. At home, they're 11-15-3. They're 13 points back of Pittsburgh in that final playoff spot in the East. So, I would expect Philadelphia between now and Friday to move a couple of guys. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between Toronto and the Edmonton Oilers. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet in Toronto on March the 11th. For Toronto, they're 37-15-8. Their last 10 games are 7-3. Away from home, they're 14-9-4. They are 4 points ahead of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay having some struggles. So Toronto can, if that continues, really solidify their hold on second place. The Oilers 32-21-8 overall. Their last 10 games are 3-3-4. At home they're 14-12-5. That's something they need to improve. They're 4 points back of first place Vegas and LA. They're tied now for first place. They're tied with Seattle. They're actually in a wild card spot. They're 5 points clear of Calgary. Calgary would be the team that would have to pass them in order to knock them out of the playoffs. So for the Oilers, if they can win this one tonight at home against Toronto, they help themselves out tremendously. We'll see what happens, though. Toronto's not an easy out. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific start between the Arizona Coyotes and the Dallas Stars. This is the third of 4 meetings. Dallas has won the first 2 by a score of 7-2 on November the 3rd, by a score of 4-0 on January 21st. The fourth and final meeting will be on March the 31st. For Arizona, they're 21-30-9. Their last 10 games, they're 5-2-3. Away from home, they're 7-20-7. They're 21 points behind Winnipeg in that final playoff spot in the West. On the Dallas side, they're 31-16-13. Last 10 games are 3-3-4. They've lost past regulation in 5 of their last 11. At home, they're 15-8-8. So what's interesting is they've actually won less than half of their home games, but because of 8 of those being in extra time, they're still 7 games above 500 in that time. They're now 1 point ahead of Minnesota in first. They're 2 points ahead of Colorado, 4 points ahead of the Winnipeg Jets. So the Central Division's tightened up. Minnesota and Colorado, definitely the best 2 teams in that division over the last month or so. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start. We'll have New Jersey in against Colorado. So the Avs could potentially be tied for first by the end of the night if Dallas loses in regulation, and if Colorado can beat the Devils. The Devils beat Colorado on October 28th by a score of 1-0. For New Jersey, they're 39-15-5. Their last 10 games are 7-2-1. Away from home, they're a ridiculous 21-4-3. They're 3 points back at Carolina. They're 6 points ahead of the New York Rangers. On the Colorado side, they're 34-19-5. Their last 10 games, they're 7-1-2. They've won 6 in a row. So Colorado absolutely back in form. They're 16-9-4 at home. They're 2 points back of Dallas, 1 point back of Minnesota, 1 point ahead of Winnipeg. So again, really closely, tightly bunched together in that division. We'll see what happens with Colorado tonight. 7 o'clock Eastern, or 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Carolina's in against Vegas. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet on March the 11th as well, so same date as Toronto and Edmonton have their rematch. So for Carolina, they're 39-11-8 overall. Last 10 games, they are 8-2. Away from home, they're 18-4-6. 3 points clear of New Jersey, 9 points clear of the New York Rangers, with all 3 of the top 3 in action tonight for the Metro. Should be interesting. Vegas 35-19-6. Their last 10 games are 6-1-3. At home, their home record's gotten better. They're 18-13-1 now at home. They're 4 points ahead of Seattle and Edmonton, while being tied with LA at the top of the division. And of course, LA going through what they're going through today with trading of Jonathan Quick. So for Vegas, we'll see what happens with them, or if Barbashev's the only move they're going to make. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between the Washington Capitals and the Anaheim Ducks. On February 23rd, Anaheim went in and beat Washington 4-2. The Caps 29, 27, and 6. Their last 10 games, they're 3 and 7. Away from home, they're 14, 14, and 3. They're 5 points back of Pittsburgh now for that final playoff spot. On the Anaheim side, they are 20, 34, and 7. Their last 10 games are 4, 5, and 1. They've won 3 in a row. At home, they are 10, 16, and 1. They're 25 points back of Winnipeg for that final playoff spot. But they're tied with Chicago at the bottom of the West. So proving once again that teams don't tank. The players on the ice don't anyways. The GMs just try to make sure those teams are as light on top-end talent as possible. And don't seem to mind too much when they end up at the bottom of the league. But at any rate, let me know your thoughts and your picks in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.